Hello and welcome to today's Daily Dose of Awesome, your live 15 minutes of inspiration, motivation, and education to get your day started right. We are talking today about your daily mode of operation, and does it create success, set you up for success, or set you up for disappointment? And this is one of the big things that happens to most people that are building a business online or building a business at all. So when you're joining me, coming in, who you are, where you're coming in from, so like I say hello, make sure I'm live. Oh, there's Tracy Wilson. Hi, Tracy. We've got Jennifer, Marina, Veronica, Sadaf. This is going to be really helpful for you if you find yourself in a place where you're always got this huge to-do list and you're not getting much accomplished. Okay, so how many of you have hit that point in your business before? Or maybe you're in that point right now where you've got this huge to-do list and you're kind of just feeling a lot of overwhelm, feeling like, oh my gosh, like, is this ever going to happen for me? And you're really finding yourself in a lot of judgment than you'd like to. Yep, Veronica, Jennifer, hi guys, hi Becky, welcome, welcome, Wendy, Anne, welcome. Let's see, who else have we got on here? Like I said, Tracy, cool. Awesome, guys. Well, welcome to today's Daily Dose of Awesome. I'm excited to be here, and as always, it is my pleasure to, and I'm very honored to be asked to be a part of this community where I can help you move your businesses forward faster. So question really quick, how many of you have found yourself looking at your to-do list and feeling a bit of overwhelm and maybe like, what is wrong with me? Like, how come this isn't working for me? What can I do to move my business forward? Billy, yes. Have you seen my list? Of course I've seen your list, Billy. Richard, yes, that's me. And me, Laura, me. Did you guys notice something? That a lot of us might be in the same spot, right? Now, this is something that as you progress throughout your journey in whether you're just getting started as an entrepreneur or building your business online or offline or whatever you're doing, that you'll find yourself in this spot. You'll also find yourself in the middle of it when you're building, you're kind of, built something and have some success. You'll also find when you have success that you still may find yourself falling into this problem, okay? So the question right now, and I want you to put success or disappointment if this fits you. Does your daily mode of operation set you up for success or disappointment? Now I'm talking right now. Okay, so drop which one you are down below. No judgment whatsoever. It's just kind of want to see where everybody is, right? Wendy, I love that. Great emojis. Laurel, I love it. Hands up. Olive, hello. Hi, Carlos. Nice to have you. Anne's got her hand up. Marina, yep. Hi, Amy, Richard, and Joanna. Perfect. Yes, so Laurel says success. Okay, so Laurel, I want you, if you've put success, I want you to put a couple things that you do down below that sets you up for success, your daily mode of operation. Just to share, we're going to bounce some ideas off of each other, and then I'm going to share with you guys what I do to keep myself moving forward. Amy says disappointment. All right, so we've got some success. Hi, Sharon. Nice to have you on as well. Richard, success. Olive, success. Amy, disappointment and disappointment. Okay. Wendy, both. Okay, could be both. Jennifer, disappointment. Wilbur from Saudi Arabia, welcome. Glad you're here. Jennifer, disappointment. Depends on the day. Billy, I love that. Okay, so we've got disappointment and we've got success. Hi, Tim and Claire. Welcome, welcome. So what we're talking about is, does your daily mode of operation set you up for success or disappointment? For those of you that just joined us. And I want you to drop down below what you think your daily mode of operation right now sets you up for. Okay, so we're going to talk about this. Success, hopefully. I love that. That's awesome. Okay, so here's the thing. When you have a list, and I'm going to grab a list just to show you guys a list of stuff. This is just one of them. A list, right? I've got thousands of them. I write all over everything. When you make a list that looks like this, okay, and it's just like, do this, do this, do this, do this. I got to do this, do this, do this, do this. How does that make you feel? Like inside, right? Olive, yep. So you're using yoga, quiet time to reflect and plan. Oh, whoops, yep. Sorry, I just got in and missed the beginning. I'm ready to learn for success. Great, Chad. I'm excited. Marina says both. Okay. So when you have a list that looks like this, how does it make you feel? Drop me a comment down below when it's just like clear full of stuff. No rhyme or reason, right? And you just like, you're like, oh my gosh. Like, and a lot of us are still working full-time jobs or even part-time jobs. How many of you have a regular job? Drop me a number 2 if you have a job down below so I can kind of see where we are with that. Sadaf says it makes you feel overwhelmed. Jennifer says overwhelmed. Jennifer Master says overwhelmed. Jennifer Birdsgard, I hope that's how you said it, says crazy. Chad says working to change it from disappointment to success. Perfect. It makes Laurel feel anxious, and I can attest to that. It makes me feel anxious. It also made me feel, and makes me feel when I fall into this, because this is just my list from yesterday, it makes me fall into that self-judgment piece where I'm not good enough. Like, what am I missing? How come I have to work 12 hours a day and most people can get their work done in the 4-hour work week, right? Is that reasonable? Okay, so that was a question you want to start asking yourself. Is what I've put on my list reasonable? So most of you are working an outside job. Laurel's a student nurse, right? So she's studying and probably working and trying to build her business. It does feel great when you check off items off that list, Wendy. I totally agree, okay? So here's the secret formula. Now, when I first got Amy, it makes me feel like I'm already behind. Yes, and you feel like you can never catch up. Does anybody else feel like that? Like you're just like, oh my gosh. Like, and what ends up happening with your business, do you think? Is it fun to build? Is it fun to build? Are you loving what you're doing? Or does it kind of feel like drudgery? Like you're like, oh, I got to do that today. Oh, I got to do that today, right? Like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to catch up. Like, I'm never going to walk the stage, or I'm never going to do this, or never going to do that, right? Feels like drudgery, right? What do you think might happen if you continue building your business this way in drudgery over and over and over? And it's like an obligation cycle. Have you guys ever been in an obligation cycle before? I have. Raise your hand. If you don't know what that is, drop me number 1 down below. Yeah, it slows down your business building activities, and it's not fun. And what might happen if you continue to do it? Okay, because this is the key. This is what might happen. Endless lists. I have to do another live, right? Like you're like, ugh, I got to get on and do a live, right? It's no longer about you serving, and you lose the joy in your journey. That's what ends up happening. And you may even quit. We don't want you to quit. We don't want you to quit, right? Because you're just like 3 feet from gold. That's what's happening, right? It reflects into your business. Yeah, Jennifer, you'll quit. Burnout. Sharon, that's a great one. Burnout, right? And a lot of you that were at NES, you heard my story. Like, I'm making great money in my business really well. And I was like, I just told Tim, I'm like, I'm out. I don't want to do this anymore because I was working 12, 15 hours a day. Now, let's go to the other side of this, because we want to avoid this at all costs, right? Like, we don't burn out. We don't want to be in a stuck state. We don't want to quit. It starts to show, and people aren't attracted to you. That is a perfect one, Billy, because we want to find the joy in our journey. And when we're happy and we love what we're doing, it shows and it attracts people to you. Okay. It shows, it comes through. Hi, Minnie. Great to have you live from Toronto. I love that. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now, Brandy. I feel like this now. I get it, Laura. I get it. I totally get it. So we're going to help you get out of this, okay? Hi, Carol. Nice to have you. Great to have you on. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to give you my daily mode of operation. I have a skeletal daily mode of operation. That means when your day gets hijacked or some brown stuff hits the fan, okay, that you have a daily mode of operation that continues to get done even though life happens. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about taking out a monthly goal, a weekly goal, and then a daily goal, all right? Because, and a result. I guess we call them a results. That would be better. Yeah, your energy translate when you're happy, right? 90% of communication is nonverbal. I love that, Cindy. Great. Great. Hi, Lindsay. Welcome. Okay, so here we are. I want to change our daily mode of operation from disappointment to setting ourselves up for success. The first thing is having a skeletal daily mode of operation. Okay, this is the bare minimum. And when I say bare minimum, you guys are going to be like, Brandy, like a 2-year-old can do that. Okay, that's what I want to go on in your mind. When you set up this daily mode of operation that's skeletal, I want you to be like, a 2-year-old could do that. Okay, so here's mine. I'm going to share mine with you. Connect with 3 people. Okay, that means I could just send a quick message to, for instance, I could send a message to Sharon right now that says, hey Sharon, how did, X, Y, and Z go, right? Depending on where we are. Maybe I just met Sharon. Hey Sharon, hope you have a great day today. Okay, connect with 3 people. That if you don't have 3 people to connect with, find 3 people to connect with. Okay, that's what I do every day. Connect. I'm growing my audience. That's one of the main key drivers of my business, is growing my audience. The second thing that I do is I make sure that I do 3 lives a week. Okay, so this is my skeletal daily mode of operation. And the third thing that I do is I make sure that I email my list. Okay, now what might happen if you don't have a list yet? Okay, what might you do? Okay, drop those comments down below. What might happen if you don't have 3 people to connect with? And I kind of already told you the how to do that, right? You're going to go find people to connect with. Okay, so let's see how many comments we got going on here. Yep, connect with 3 people, do 3 lives a week, and email your list. Now, if you don't have those things to do yet, you're still building, or you're brand new and you need to start doing lives, however, you can't get out of. Okay, continue to do your lives. If you haven't done your lives, you've got to be good before you're great. You've got to suck before you're good. That's just how it is. And if you've heard JT, embrace the suck, right? So get doing your lives. If you can just get past it and just do it. If you want to go back and see some of my first ones, you'll die laughing. Okay, just go watch them. So it can give you some, oh my gosh, if Brandy can do this, so can I. Okay, so that's your skeletal daily mode of operation. It doesn't need to be exactly like mine. I just gave you mine for an example, but I want you to say, once you've built it, oh my gosh, a 2-year-old could do this. Okay, that's how simple I want it to be, because when your son cuts off his finger, or your grandfather, your 88-year-old grandfather comes over and he wants to take you to lunch, and you had a full day planned of all these things you're getting done, you can just go back to skeletal mode. Okay, every day, skeletal mode, skeletal mode, skeletal mode. Okay, keep that in mind. Skeletal mode up here. Okay, next piece is weekly result. What do I need to get done? The 3 things I need to get done on my list daily, the 3 things I need to get done on my list for the week. Okay, so what might you do this week? Okay, now mine are different now than they were when I was brand new. So if you're building funnels, maybe this week you want to build the list. Maybe you want to, put up the first 3 emails for that list. Maybe you just need to connect it to Aweber or whatever you're doing. Okay, 3 things for the week. 3, only 3. Okay, so I'm going to hypnotize you. 3. Okay, now what might you think will happen in the month? 3 things. Okay, you're going to break those down. Now let's just talk about a full funnel. If we wanted to build a full funnel, like I just put a funnel together last month for a group I'm running to enroll people into my team. I broke that down into what's the 3 things this month that need to get finished for the funnel. Okay, I needed the group. I needed the funnel itself to pull people in with the capture page, blah, 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 right? So the group, the full funnel, and then I needed the emails to promote people into the funnel. Okay, so those were the 3 things. Now we got to break those down into what we need weekly and then what we need daily. All right, now let me know if you're getting value. Is this helping you guys? All right, let's see. Laurel says, my adult kids are great critics. I employed one tweak in my life suggested by my 25-year-old, and I generated a bootcamp lead. There you go. Great job, Laurel. All right, got my first live done today for my retail store, came back in, was shaking like I had just seen a ghost. It was too bad while I was doing it though. It actually went pretty well. See, and then she's evaluated. So you see this, need a tripod for the phone though. The shaky hand showed in the video. So she's doing it and then she's evaluating what worked and what didn't. So she's going with positive and what might she do different next time to make it better, right? That's really cool. Great job, Chad. I love that. Okay, Olive, 3 things, yes. Claire, value. Okay, awesome. So you're getting a ton of value. Okay, so what might happen when you are building out these 3 things? What might you want to go back to? Okay, now when I take a list, see this is my list from yesterday. We did a group meeting with our team and I was actually taking notes. These were my notes and I was writing out, okay, what worked, what didn't, what might we do different? And I was taking notes on what each thing was. And then on the other side of that, I was writing out, okay, what were my responsibilities and what might I do to make things better? And I wrote those out as well on this paper. And then what I do is I break those down to where can I add those in on level of importance, okay? Level of importance. So what's our number one thing in our business that we need to do? We need to focus on money-making activities. How's the fastest way I can go from A to B and make the most money to get more resources to build my business bigger? Okay, so those are some things you want to consider when you're building out these results that you're thinking about putting in. Yes, Richard and Joanna, I love that. Instead of 10, do 3. Now what you're going to do, here's one thing that ends up happening, okay, is that you'll be in the middle of something, okay? So maybe you're building out emails for, let's say we're building out emails for this challenge that I'm running, okay? And I get maybe 6 done in the hour that I've put down, and I need actually 20, okay? What am I going to do? What are you going to do? Because your brain wants to just power through. How many of you have powered through before? Drop me a number 3 down below if you've powered through. What ends up happening, and Sharon Krupp actually dropped this comment earlier, and it really is something that you want to watch out for as an entrepreneur. It's called burnout, okay? And your brain will actually bleed out your ear, and you're really not effective. I mean, seriously. And I'm guilty, okay? So I'm totally guilty of doing this. Stick to the schedule. When you get to that point of that hour that you've set for the emails, you're like, okay, well, I'm done with emails for a minute. You're going to fold that up and you're going to put it on the shelf. You're going to put it back into your schedule when you have an open time, okay? You may need to reevaluate. What if something needs to come before it? What if it needs to come before something else? You're going to have to evaluate and get very good at finding out what is most important on that list to move your business forward. Cool. All right. So, yep, some of you are very top of the 3. And this is hard for us A players because we're like, well, I'll just work 16 hours for the rest of the week and then I'll have 3 days off, okay? Don't do it, okay? Follow the schedule, take time for yourself, take time for your family, and take time for your business, but only focus on 3. 3 a day, 3 a week, 3 a month. And the things will change. Sometimes week to week, you'll find that some things get bumped to the next week. Some things need to come before then, but it's all a testing process, okay? So make sure that you are honoring the 3 rule, okay? I love that, Laura. I love it. So she's saying, I don't power through anymore. I just moved to the next task. Laura, what ended up happening for you when you would power through? Okay, I'm curious to see. Kat, yeah, brain bleed out your ear. Yes, totally, totally true. Laura, stick to the schedule. I love that. Verify the top 3. Power through. Don't do it, okay? All right, so if you got value from today, share with somebody, give somebody else the gift of not burning out or quitting in their business. And I appreciate you all being on here. If you have any questions, drop them down below. We'll work through them as a team, and we'll talk to you guys later. Have a great one. Maybe. I'm just kind of stuck in here. See you later.